What's up, everybody? We're here with the Big Bear, Owen Benjamin. I've been wanting to interview you for fucking ever, Owen. I've been a huge fan. Going back to I didn't know you back in your whole like Hollywood days. I didn't know you that well, but when you got on Rogan, I became a big fan. Watched all your live streams, and we were talking about this earlier before we went live. I think you've probably been one of the most fucked over comedians out of all the fucking comedians out there. And I'll pull up your Wikipedia page in a second, and I think it's just. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people like Rogan and them, they missed an opportunity very early on in the cancel culture shit to stand up against it and get your back. And anyway, Owen, how you doing, brother? You doing good?
I'm great, man. I'm a fan of yours too. I used to play your videos on the stream. I mean, those edits are so great, dude. Like everybody would die laughing.
Yeah, I had a lot of Bear fans, man, because I was in that community too. And I still have a lot of them I talk to. Some of the coolest people I've ever met on the internet have been some of your fans, man.
Oh, the best. Because it's like, because they actually put in the effort to listen to and watch and support what they like and they think is good. They're not the type that just, now we like Beanie Babies and, Oliver Anthony, they go with like what they like. And so a lot of them have become my friends. Like I shoot sketches with a bunch of them now. I got to send you some of these sketches. Dude,
I loved your sketch. Like one of the few times I actually enjoyed Crowder's show was when you were on it doing sketches. Back with the Eric Nimmer days. That's a whole different story, man. Eric Nimmer. I became friends with him too because he was in the community. I got his number, talked to him, and it's like, what happened to Eric Nimmer? I mean,
dude, I haven't talked to him or about him really until ever since I realized he was lying to me.
Yeah, that
could be a naive dude, man. The irony about me is people can see me as this conspiracy guy, but that's because of years of why would they lie? Why would anyone lie? Because in my gut is always like, it's so pointless. Like, why lie? It always comes back. It never works. And so when he said he had, cancer and I was giving him cancer money and then he was a vet and stuff like those, we had never had like a fight though. It just, as soon as I realized it wasn't true, we just went our separate ways. And I was like, cause I backed him to a lot of people. And I was like, sorry guys, you guys were all right.
Yeah, dude, you're just, you became a victim. I mean, when you're in the position that you are, there's a lot of people that are going to try to take advantage. And you just, I don't know. I heard he was still doing the same sort of schemes. I remember hearing this like a year ago, like he was still pretending to be, he's moved on to pretending other shit now. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, it's a personality type. Like if someone uses victim consciousness to take advantage of people, like they're just going to keep doing it. And a bunch of people have done that in my life. I've gotten better at it. My wife now too, like she's like, yeah, you can't have people over anymore that we don't know. Like I've cooked meals for these people. Like they've met my kids and it's like, then they'll fire up a live stream, the truth about Owen Benjamin, just to get clicks for like nothing. They're like, the reason I usually can't conceive of it is I'm like, what do you think happens when you get that? That's the one blessing in my life is I had really like a lot of early success in stand-up in Hollywood, and not because I was connected or anything. It was because like I could produce like what you do. You can edit and do music and do all this stuff. And I was really early on a lot of that stuff with MySpace and all that. And so I know what it's like to get huge checks. I know what it's like to get, date movie stars and stuff. It's great to be good at your craft and be rewarded and to be able to not have stress around bills. But after that, it's like complete diminishing return, and people like sell out their honor and they sell out everything for that. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. People worship it, man. Like they so badly want fame that they'll do fucking anything for it. And then when they get it, it's never as good as you think it's going to be, is it?
Oh, dude, they hate it. They hate it.
And then people have this idea like, oh, if I just do this, like if I just shit on Owen Benjamin, oh, that's it. I'm going to have an audience and everybody's going to follow me. But it's like, not really, dude.
It doesn't work.
As soon as it's eventually it's going to die out. Every video is going to have to be a hit piece on Owen. And if it's you look at the Too Lazy to Tries, like they got their whole career is just talking shit about Rogan. It's like, what are they going to do when Rogan's career is actually gone? Because they're like,
yeah. And the haters around me are mostly illusionary. And so like people will see bots and Reddit threads and they make it like people in their head. They're like, all these people hate Owen Benjamin. I've had one person in my entire life say anything negative to me about my career in person one time. And when people start going at me, it's like they think they're going to be like surrounded by like, oh yeah, me too. There's like 30 people total.
Yeah.
Versus these other guys that are artificially just pumped into our feeds and into our heads. Like there's a lot of people that actually do like hate Rogan now and hate Bert Kreischer and hate Brandon Schwab, and, and it's like, I don't hate any of those people, but I understand why. It's the same reason people started hating like Ben Affleck in 2005. It's like whenever it's this unnatural, just look, like Nick Fuentes. It's like, look at him now. Look at him now. Look at what he's doing now. And you're like, dude, shut up. Versus on like Rumble and BitChute. I'm not pumped into anybody's head. I'm not allowed in like on PayPal. I just got kicked off QuickBooks.
You can't even do your fucking accounting, right? That's crazy, dude. Because to me, like, how long is the punishment going to last? Like, to me, you should have never been banned in the first place, obviously. But we're going on 7 years now. I mentioned this earlier. Like, you probably could have raped somebody and been out of jail already.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah. No, they don't care. Yeah. They just use, I mean, I don't even know what I did. I mean, most of the stuff that I was quoted as being so evil has been taken by other comics and is now like obvious. And now my Wikipedia says I'm a Jew. It's like everything reversed. And it's just slander campaigns, it's just like, and the main thing is because I wouldn't go along with COVID. I wouldn't go along with race-based speech rules. I wouldn't go along with, I've been critical of Israel since day one. I mean, I was talking about the Sacklers in like 2017, it's like, so, and a lot of times now these guys, they get real excited that they're cutting edge with all these things. And I'm like, but that's why I was kicked off Airbnb. And that's why, the big
crazy,
comedians, the fact they didn't have my back is fine. They just kind of screwed themselves because my life's going quite well. I mean, I miss the camaraderie. I miss, doing sets in comedy clubs and not just on my land. But after seeing what's inside them, I just don't have respect for those people anymore. They're just totally weak.
You would think at some point they would be like, okay, I was wrong about Owen, right? You like, because 2017, when you kind of made the move to becoming an online influencer or whatever the hell you want to call it, it was like the worst time in the world to do it. Because 2017 was just, it was crazy. Remember, because Trump just came in. It was the beginning of cancel culture.
Yeah, that's why it went so hard, though. It was like that's in the frame of clicks and money and all that, it was literally the worst time. Like you could just snuff someone out. Mm-hmm. But to me, I'm like, if we let Caitlyn Jenner be Woman of the Year, like you have to stand now, right? Like this is because I was a World War II history major and stuff. I know all about tyrannical takeovers, and it's all about just consent. Like they can't actually do anything to people that don't consent to it. And you learn that with farming. Like I farm animals. It's the carrot and the stick, but it's all, you can't move 1,000-pound cow unless they want the grain. And so I just wouldn't back down on it. The trans kid thing was the thing that really sent me because I had a trans piano teacher briefly as a kid. And so I knew I wasn't this hate guy. And I knew that kids are innocent and I knew kids play make-believe. And I'm like, this is evil. Like this is objectively not possibly good.
Yeah, you got in trouble for like the most basic take that like everybody agrees with now. Oh, you shouldn't put children on fucking hormone blockers.
Yeah, because now they're allowed to.
Holy shit.
Right.
Yeah, it's like everybody's.
That's the thing. You're a good dude because right now you're thinking, well, now people see that. See, this is how I judge people. It's like you're still basing it on right and wrong. They're basing it on money. So it's like, oh no, but then you couldn't say it. And I'm like, no, but it's a principle of right or wrong. They're like, what do you mean? No, now daddy says to say it and I get lubricants. Like they're that retarded. And I'm just like, oh man, we're not the same species.
Yeah. It's tough when you, what I've noticed now that I'm like doing more live streams, it is actually really fucking difficult to speak when you're just, it's difficult to be someone who's just looking for truth. Because what works, what the algorithms have built to work is just grifting to one audience and letting that audience capture you and bully you into their viewpoints. And the second you go against your own audience or you just try to stick with truth and it backfires because you have too much of this audience or that, it hurts you. So this is why we see all these fucking echo chambers because the algorithm just wants you to grift to that audience. So if you're Nick Fuentes, you end up on Rumble with a bunch of fucking, Hell Hitler types. How are you going to make a living if you don't grift to the audience that's there? And this is, it's ridiculous. It's kind of opened my eyes as to why everything is the way it is.
Exactly, dude. And it's like, and people trap themselves in that stuff too, because they don't want to go against their audience and they don't want to be called names. And for me, every time I feel like people are propping me up to be their guy for something, I always go at it. Like I did Hitler Week where I called him a lesbian for a week and, the meth and I'm like, same with I made fun of Paul, like the Apostle Paul, because like a lot of my audience is Christian. And so people would be like, oh, you're bringing back Christianity. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a comedian. And now I'm going to make fun of the Bible because I have to, because I'm not going to let anyone put me on something because that, the idols end up getting screwed because if you're going to save the world, then that means every bad thing is you too. And I'm literally just a comedian. And if people look back at my career, I never was like super political. They would just be like, oh, hardcore right wing, crazy. I'm like, why? Because I make fun of black people. Like that's Zach Galifianakis would drop a hard N on stage, in 2014. Like BlackRock started funding all of it. Everyone played make believe that no one did race jokes. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to play make believe because I think it causes dementia.
Yeah, but the thing is, after they say it, they'll fucking go donate to the right people. They'll push the right message. So they can do it because they're pushing the right message. And it's very clear, dude. I pulled up your Wikipedia and it just blew me away because I've watched you long enough to know you're not a white supremacist, anti-black racism. So look, this is what it says when you pull up your Wikipedia, which by the way, this should not be allowed, dude. This something about this just seems fucked up. Owen Smith, known professionally as Owen Benjamin, is an American conspiracy theorist, an internet personality known for promoting white supremacy, anti-black racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, transphobia. I wonder how many more phobias they could have fit in there, dude. And I've seen you. A lot of the shit is comedy.
It's all comedy. And it's literally all 100% comedy. I mean, I don't think sodomy is good for society or to teach kids to be like that or something. But it's like, it's at no point am I like, oh, we got to round them up. It's nonsense. These are all liability shields. I don't even try to defend it anymore. I'm just Wikipedia now says I'm Jewish because the world has shifted because it's a slander laundering campaign. So it's like, they just try and say anything that they think will get people to say that guy sucks. And so because dad's mother's dad, what's that?
I mean, you're a Jewish white supremacist, anti-Semite. Like, okay,
I'm a gay homophobe. I'm unhinged, living in the woods. No one likes me, but yet I'm a cult leader in charge of a paramilitary. Yeah, it's fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
it's just my dad's mom's dad that was Catholic was ethnically Jewish, and they'll put that in the Wikipedia, and now all the groypers are like, Jew. I'm like, oh, this is how this works, man. They just send, and that's why I'm like, oh, dude, I'm the top Jew. I'm the Jew that gets the foreskins. Like I get all your foreskins.
Yeah, I'm Catholic. I have no Judaism in my family. Every branch of my family is Catholic.
Yeah, me too. It's mostly all Catholic. Even my dad's Catholic. My grandma's Catholic. The Jew grandma's Catholic. I'm 6'8" with blue eyes. I live in Idaho.
You're tall as fuck.
It's just nonsense. And I think it's going to make the pendulum swing again because wherever shitty people go, it starts making the opposite happen where people are like, I don't want to be associated with these guys. And I think that's part of the reason they're sent out is to take out certain thoughts or ability to make fun of stuff. And I just viewed a lot of the Jewish stuff as a liability shield to get away with crimes, where when I was in Hollywood, I was pointing out these pedos and people are like, oh, you're anti-Semitic. And I had not put together that they were Jewish. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, I just listed 4 guys. I don't even think about that stuff. And then I'm like, oh, it's a liability shield. It's like, it's like the chick that was like, I just went through a bad breakup. That's why I'm doing crystal meth. You're like, oh, that's why.
Well, let's get into the, dude, I just wanted to pull up this old clip because this is, to me, it just brings back so many memories, dude. Cause I was so into this shit. And you know, I don't have a problem with Rogan. I'm sure you and Rogan are probably cool now.
I don't have a problem either.
Yeah.
I mean, I made fun of him a lot for being short, and I think he's going to be butthurt forever. But like, I don't like hold grudges with anybody. Like,
I mean, you invented calling him the Toad, didn't you invent that?
Oh, and the height gate, yeah, like the height thing was because I was a heckler at a Renaissance fair. I don't even give a shit if someone's short. I just know what's going to piss somebody off. And so when he was saying that I was like lost my mind and stuff, I'm just going to make fun of him for being short for like years. But I would totally have a laugh with him, dude. He was very helpful to me, and he's taught me a lot of stuff. Like I'm fine with it though.
I think Joe's a good dude. I think in 2017 he kind of read it wrong. I don't think he was aware of like what was happening, which was basically the establishment trying to shut everybody up that would go against the narrative. And comedians were a big target because when you have things like, you know, let's cut the dick off of a child, let's give them fucking hormones, like that's the type of shit that's like you said, the trans woman of the year, fucking what's the dude's name?
Woman of the year hasn't been a woman for a full year. I was lambasted for that bit, and Dave Chappelle did it, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's genius." I'm like, I did it 6 years ago, and this is the thing that I think the Rogans don't understand. Like, I'd book a theater that I would pay for, I'd sell out, and then they would kick me out. And every single show, I ended up doing shows at kids' libraries, warehouses, which was legendary. I mean, this is some of the best time of my life. It was like I'm not against what happened. I mean, I felt like it was punk. It was great. But if part of me is like, did they know how effed I was? Like, they wouldn't let my wife be on Airbnb. Like, I was blackballed and I was still crushing. And then I started operating out of a PO box. And that whole 7 years, they got nothing on me. Like, there's no clip of me being like, kill all these people. Like, I always stayed grateful. And it's like, and then COVID happened and I wouldn't wear a mask or I wouldn't do shit. And a lot of times it's like the blind man with the elephant, where they're all blind and they're all describing different aspects, where it's like, oh, it's like a sinewy tail. Oh, it's like a big, staff. Oh, it's like leathery skin. And then they all stab each other and they're all telling the truth,
Well, this goes back to, I think you had a feud with Anthony Jeselnik on Twitter, right? And I think Joe was I don't know what Joe was trying to do. He was trying to like act like a father figure and give you it seemed like he was trying to do like what he did to Brendan Schaub.
Yeah. He was trying to, like, I think in his mind he was trying to help me, but it was like I registered it as handling. So I'm like, bro, I was just at CAA. Like, I know the whole like run your tweets by me stuff. Like, that's what they told me about trans kids and gun rights. Like, I'm not gonna, but I was such a fan of Joe, and I was so honored that he had me on his show that I was like, yeah, man. But all I was saying was Jeselnik gets liposuction because this is what a nurse told me. I'm like, that's the funniest shit ever. This king of darkness allegedly gets fat sucked out of his fat ass. And I'm like, dude, and Jeselnik blocked me, and I'd never even tweeted at the guy. And Rogan was like,
he went and cried to Rogan about it. He had to have cried to Rogan about it.
For sure. They're all bitches, man. They're all a bunch of bitches. They're like, oh, this comedian hurt my feelings. I'm like, bro, I'm actually from no money, where I used to like have people throw tomatoes at my face for money. Like, I've had my, it's like, I'm just nothing like these people. Yeah. I think comedians are supposed to make fun of each other. That's what made us laugh growing up,
Well, Anthony Jeselnik's a little annoying though, isn't he? I mean, to be honest, and now he's attacking Rogan. He's like, all these comedians are now like fucking attacking Rogan.
I know. Now I want to defend Rogan. I'm like, I made fun of Rogan when he was apologizing for words on CNN and when he was saying shit about me that wasn't true. But now I'm like, who the hell's Mark Maron to criticize? Like,
yeah, the dude who sat down and kissed fucking Obama's ass for like, that's what pisses me off so much about the Too Lazy to Tries and the Mark Marons were like, oh, he's not even doing comedy anymore. It's like, you fuckers do the same thing to the left, but it's never a problem when it's Barack Obama's dick you're sucking. But if you talk to someone in the Trump sphere, all of a sudden you're not a comedian anymore, and you're just right. It's like, dude,
Jon Stewart not a comedian anymore. Like, it's just bullshit. Bill Burr's the same way. It's like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's just like they're just hypocrites. There's just so much wild. That's why I like how you were still thinking, when's it over? Because you're thinking I was right. Like now that I've been shown to be right, but they don't think like that. They think in terms of power, not truth. And it's like, there's never a time. They just are always thinking, what can I get away with? How can I manipulate? And it's disgusting, dude.
So yeah, let's play this just so we can remember. Cause this is, to me, you had before this, you had a great episode with Rogan. And it was what made me follow you and start watching your live streams. And then he had this episode where he had you on for 10 minutes. And then Kurt, God bless Kurt. I like Kurt. And then Kurt came on after 10 minutes and just like basically took over the episode. And it was upsetting to me because I didn't know who the fuck Kurt was then.
Dude, 90% of the comments were like, why didn't you let Owen talk? I came here to listen to Owen talk. Like I just self-produced a special in a small town. And there was this, and it went epic, but there was this controversy over whether or not I can use a certain word. And I was so pumped to talk about it. And, you know, Patreon was kicking me off and I was having these, and dude, it was just, Kurt was like, just jacked out of his mind. Just, and I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to talk over people if someone's like that, you know?
Yeah, that's normal Kurt though, man. That guy's he's taking all the Adderall, all of it, not just one Adderall. But I love Kurt, dude. He's cool. He's a smart guy. Yes. Let's play this just for fucking, you know, old time's sake.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
I wanted to talk to you about social media.
Okay.
Because I love you.
I love you too.
I think you're a very good guy. I really do. But you are the worst representative of yourself on social media.
You're the worst representative. Don't be yourself, Owen. Don't be yourself.
I know. I still want quotes. I'm like, what part? You know, like what thing did I say that is so bad? Yeah, I'm like, you said you wanted to bang Jesus in the ass on mushrooms. You know, I'm like, we can all talk about things we've said. I'm like, how is, you know, I said I wanted slavery to come back. So Sean King admits he's white and Wikipedia said that I want slavery to come back. And I'm like, you guys are just pathetic liars, you know? And that's why when he's like, you got to represent yourself better. I'm like, dude, I'm an artist. I'm not a businessman. And that's a big difference between, because Rogan's an epic businessman. And what he's saying is right in a way where it's like you're alienating all these potential business partners. I'm like, bro, I'm an outlaw comedian. I live on a fucking farm. Yeah. Like I'm not here to like get sponsored by Axe body spray. Like I don't give a shit.
And then, you know, Joe had his turn in 2020 where all of a sudden he was the alt-right fucking crazy person who's telling people to avoid COVID protocols and to take ivermectin. So after what Joe went through, you would think Joe would have a new perspective on all that, because I think in 2017, I think a lot of people were just scared that this shit was going to come for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, man. Go ahead. We can play some more of it unless there's something else you want to add.
That's exactly right. It's all fear. Behind the scenes, they were all like, man, I agree with you. I get so scared. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah, then you're a pussy. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, be a lawyer, you know, because it's like you can be a lawyer. You can be a CEO. Like a comedian has an obligation to do the thing at the time. And so I don't know. Maybe I can be an idealist, but I was just raised in I went to a middle school dance once and the toughest kid wanted to beat my ass. And I knew I was going to get my ass beat, but like, I just had to go. And then we became friends after he broke my nose. It's like, it's like, yeah, of course you're scared. Everyone's scared. Yeah. Life is scary. Like, don't be a pussy. Like, that's how I was raised.
Yeah. They were really scared of the comedians at that time because the shit they were doing was so fucking wild that the biggest threat to them, you know, to the left wing at that time was comedians. So I think they really needed to get comedians scared to go, do your comedy.
$20 million for a Netflix. You know, Netflix was just feeding people money. So you had the carrot and the stick. It's like, we're going to call you names. You're not going to be allowed on YouTube. I'm still not allowed on YouTube. I can do as many interviews as I want. Like this will be fine, but I can't have my own channel. I've tried like 150 times.
It's bullshit, dude. It's complete bullshit. Cause like, again, how long are these punishments supposed to last? Like
they used to just kill you, you know, that's what I always look at in the bright side is nowadays it's like you get digitally assassinated, not real world, which I'm fine with. And then I just made all my own stuff. So ladle.tv if anybody wants to check out where I'm at.
Yeah, I remember, you know, Keemstar, I think the same thing happened to him. And then he had to set up a new channel like under somebody else's name. So he had no ownership of the channel. So you'd have to.
I've tried. It doesn't work
they
for
still
me.
didn't work.
Voice. It's because I think it's because I made fun of the CEO. I said she had a big grabbler nose, and she's dead now. But I think she got really pissed because they were like referencing me subtly in a bunch of speeches, and I was so ahead of the curve on some of these grabbler moves they were going to pull. And I knew that it was behavioral and not demographic. So they knew they couldn't even pigeonhole me as this like bigot. Cause it's like, I see everything as behavior where it's like, you can say you're something, but if you act a certain way, you're something else. And so, and then, I have a high appeal to couples and families and like young dudes because of the couple stuff, like the male, female stuff, the piano. I'm, married with 4 kids. And the rebel stuff, they were like, this guy's got to be fucking silenced. I've been kicked off. Dude, the list is hilarious. It's like D-Live, Trovo,
D-Live kicked you off? Jesus Christ. D-Live.
Yeah, I was their number one earner. I was their number one earner. Money doesn't have anything to do with any of this shit. It's like, I was their number one earner. Fuentes was number 2. After January 6th, they kicked off both of us, but Fuentes was at January 6th, and I was telling everyone not to go because it was a honeypot. And I'm like,
it's obvious. Yeah.
I was like so pissed that people were falling for it. And they just, they deleted my account and now they let me back on, but it's all about timing. Like when they're about to launch some nonsense, they always just,
Do you think it might be the payment processors that are forcing them to do it? Because if like for all of them to do it, insurance
and payment processors. Yeah. And the culture, it's also just that virtue signal culture that fortunately I think is pretty dead at this point, but there's just still vestiges in place where they're like, under no circumstances do you let Owen Benjamin back.
Yeah, I think definitely you were the example that they wanted to set so that every other comedian would be like, I don't want that to happen to me. I better get in line. I don't want to lose everything. And,
I was Spartacus. And the problem was I kept being like, dude, I just found out about the post office. It's great. I have like bins of letters, handmade quilts. Like people are sending me their dagger from Iraq because I helped them not kill themselves. It's like, I'm like, what a blessing. And they're like, fuck, they wanted to see me break. And I just don't break like that.
You became more self-resilient. Exactly. To me, the example you've set going out there, building your own little farm, having your own animals, being completely self-sufficient. That is an answer to a lot of the problems of this society. Like, you can fucking become self-sufficient. Yeah, it takes some money, but you can do it. You can go fucking
no money. That's the irony. It's like, it's either the cheapest thing. Like some of the most free dudes I know have nothing or they're loaded. The key is dependency. So kind of like when everyone's scared. So I was reverse engineering it and I was like, so why are they scared? And a lot of times it was debt. So imagine if you're, 500 grand in debt versus no debt, there's different fears because you have to pay the man every month versus if you don't and you have your own food supply, then you're cool. And so that's why I started telling people like usury and debt is how we're being enslaved. And then what's in our food, the culture, like the degeneracy. And that's the only reason I attack degeneracy. It's not because I feel superior.
Yeah.
It's like if you gamble all your money and then you go into debt, now you're going to be scared and you're going to do what they say. Like that's my whole train of thought.
Yeah. It's slavery.
If you just bang a bunch of chicks, yeah, it's fun. Like I get it, but you also like you're putting yourself at risk every time and you don't build a bloodline, and that's power. Well, family's wealth.
Yep. I agree 100%, man. And I think you set a good example for other people who want to get away from the fucking bullshit, but don't really know how, And now you got people fucking going into debt just so they can get Uber Eats. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's going to get way worse too.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning.
Let's get back to this clip here.
Oh, yeah.
Oop, let me go over here.
Bad lawyer of myself.
It's a bad form of getting out tricky ideas. It's a bad form. It's just not good. I mean, now it's, what is it, 280 now? 280 characters? It's better than it was.
He's talking about Twitter.
140 was very rough. Like
Twitter is a hellhole.
You have to really think about what you're saying.
It's like you're yelling like as you're falling into a well. You have like one sentence.
But you are without a doubt addicted.
I'm not.
I know you bailed on your.
Go ahead, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, I could say Joe Rogan's addicted to being short. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like I'm addicted to Twitter. One thing like I can play piano so fast. Maybe it's thumb speed because like I'll do Twitter for 20 minutes and people are like, "Oh my God, you just wrote books." I'm like, dude, I just write really fast. Like, are you dumb? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And part of success on Twitter is like posting as much as fucking possible.
Yeah. And it's how I get feedback. Like, it's like I'm writing bits and people either give me good ideas or they show me the weaknesses. Like, I don't even get butthurt about this stuff. Like if someone's like attacks it, I'm like, oh, that could be a weakness that, and then I figured it out. I do a riff and I like it. Am I addicted to the piano? Am I addicted to farming? Am I addicted to like, I just don't know what that means. Like addicted implies that it's negative and it's how is interacting with the world negative, but it's all good. I know he's trying to help.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Watching this again, it just feels even in the moment 7 years ago. Watching this, I was like, this feels weird, right? But watching it now, it's even worse to me. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah, and go back and watch all this stuff that people claimed was so bad I was doing, bro. Sometimes it even works on me. I'll be like, oh yeah, I went through a dark time. I'll go back and watch it. It's like super light and fun, like lighter than the shit now, like way lighter.
I watched a lot of those streams. I mean, it's a blast when you're on your piano and you're just fucking riffing. Like some of those streams were fucking high level. That's why you would have been huge on YouTube if they didn't ban you. You would have been.
Yeah,
huge.
I mean, I was, in the hundreds of millions when they deleted the channel. Then I was kicked off Twitter for 5 years. I was kicked off Facebook, Instagram. It's insane. Like it was literally like a nightmare. And watching these comedians not say shit and it's all good. I don't hold resentment.
My problem is, why don't they say something now? Why don't they come out and say something like, why don't we? Because to me, okay, look, I don't want to give away who I was talking to, but I was talking to someone very close to Rogan not too long ago. And I was like, are we going to forgive Owen yet? Like, you don't need forgiveness, but that's the way I put it. Like, are we going to? And it was like, they're still mad at you. And
what did they say? Like, what were they mad about?
I don't remember the exact fucking words.
Feel bad about themselves.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact words, and I like this guy that I was talking to. He's a good dude.
Totally.
But they just, for some reason, they feel still like slighted by you. And it's like,
it's so funny. They're in like stadiums now, and it's like, what did I do to fucking them? I think they're just like, because back then they're like, oh, don't attack comedians. Then the D'Elia things happened. Whitney Cummings, who said don't attack, Owen Benjamin attacks comedians. Why? Because I made fun of someone for being short. Then she throws D'Elia under the bus. She throws everybody in the. I'm like, you guys are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. And now, go ahead.
You did lash out a little bit, but you had the right to fucking lash out. You were being totally fucked over, and everybody that was friendly with you when you were cool, before you were, the bad guy that everybody was supposed to avoid. All those, not all of them. I'm sure some were still, had your back, maybe privately, but not publicly. But dude, if I was in that situation, I probably would have lashed out 100 times worse than what you did.
Yeah, and I'm a comedian. Lashing out is the funny move. It's like my favorite Bill Burr set ever was when he made fun of the city of Philadelphia for 15 minutes. It's like,
I remember that. Yeah.
I never got in the way of someone's business. I never doxed anyone. I never like really fucked anybody. I just made fun of them and called them names. Like, and it was always in response, someone to do like something that I need help. And like, they're worried about me and like all these lies, setting up a narrative for my next fucking bank collapse, and I'd be like, fuck you, you fucking retard. And they'd be like, oh, look at him. Look at how deranged he is. And I'm like, oh man, this is not masculinity. This is like mean girl shit. And I'm like, nobody wants to see a comedian that acts like a victim. It's just fucking lame.
Yeah. No, it was fucked. People should have came to your defense, and they should. And I guess it's hard for some people to admit they were wrong. That's very difficult for some people.
Some are jealous of me. Some of them had admitted me. They're like, dude, you fucking got out right at the right time. Like, I live in hell. And then they'll like attack me in public. And I'm like, oh, these guys on some level. I mean, Joe left LA and went to Boulder like years before. Like I think we share that thing, like why he went to Austin. Like he's the type of guy that wants to do his own thing. Yeah. And I was doing my own thing. And I don't know why they're so fucking butthurt. I think it has to do with shame, dude. Because it's like, I'm a nice dude. Like I have the same friends since kindergarten. Like I'm like a nice person. It's like, it's not like I'm even hard to get like to get along with. And I know Hollywood, a lot of these people are cunts, like horrifying people. And yet they'll be like, oh, I got this dude on my podcast. I'm like, but I'm bad. Like, that's why I just moved on from it. I don't need any of their approval anymore. I'm just like, enjoy yourself. I have respect for a few of them, some of them are just, they stayed in their lane and just crush, and they're cool.
Yeah, I would like to see some of them. Like, I'd like to see Joe have you back on. I'd like to see that those fences be mended, because the people that got fucked over the most during cancel culture, like there's a lot of people like that got fucked over by Me Too, like the Tobuscuses, the Toby Turners, that had their entire fucking careers destroyed. We need redemption for those people. We need to go, hey, those people were completely fucked over, and we need to make it right. Instead, it's like, I don't know, man. It's such an obvious thing at this point with people like you and a lot of others that just were complete victims of cancel culture in the Me Too movement and every fucking crazy thing that happened in that time period. And it's like, we can make it right.
But that's because me. It's like it works on people. Like there's probably a bunch of people where if Rogan was like, I'm gonna have Owen on, he was really fucked over, they'd be like, how dare you? I just read his Wikipedia. He wants every Puerto Rican to die.
Yeah.
And I get that. It's like, I'm not asking him to fall on his sword for me. It's not like we're in a gang. I just think for him, it's good because it's like, it would make him look great. It's like, that's what, you ever see The Incredibles? I got all these kids. So I watched some of these like kid movies, and there's this one scene where there's this little kid and there's this like beaten down middle-aged guy who used to be a superhero. And he's like, what are you waiting for? And he just goes, something amazing, I guess. Like there's so many people that are just like, do something fucking awesome. Like just say the truth. Like just do the thing. And it's the scariest thing for people to do that though. They need control. They're like, but then, this will happen and I'll lose this sponsor. I'm like, fuck it, dude. I learned how to grow kale.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's what got me more spiritual. Not, not to sound like that guy, but it's just like, the God's plan, in my opinion, is greater than all plans. So you just let it happen. You just do the best you can. And then you think you're being kicked out of heaven and you realize you're getting kicked out of hell. And I'm like, if I was on the road, I wouldn't have 4 kids. Like there'd be no Frederick or Jack or Charles, it'd be like, I'd be Thursday to Sunday at the fucking ha-ha hole. It's like,
well, that's what they say. This type of shit, it either destroys you or it makes you stronger. In this case, it made you stronger, and I'm happy to see it, man. Because I just, you were one of the examples to me early on that like I saw the writing on the wall, and I'm like, this is a fucking problem, dude. Like, I mean, not you, but like what was being done to you?
So much loyalty. People are like, oh, it's a cult. Do you know how many people are like, bro, you helped me have a kid. Like you helped me get off heroin. Like you helped me not fall for this trap. And I'm not taking credit for that, but that's the whole point is you suffer a little to tell someone the truth, give them a good laugh, help them see like a wolf in the grass that they couldn't see. And then 10 years later, they're like, yo, bro, just want to say thanks. Here's $100, and like, that really adds up to the point where you can totally like, I totally still have a career. It's just not like these guys.
Yeah, and you don't answer to anybody but your audience. This is the thing that I think it destroys a lot of these people is they have to be so inauthentic to have a career. They can't speak their mind. They got to fucking worry about everybody's opinion of them, and they got to tailor this image that will make them the most money. That's not authentic. And then I think like if I had to live that way, dude, it would eat away. I'd be losing my hair in like 2 days.
Bro, it kills comedy too.
Yeah.
It kills comedy. It's one thing if you're like selling wet wipes or something, but if you're doing comedy, like the whole point is authenticity. So it's like, oh, that goes against my brand. As a cattle guy now, dude, a brand is not something you want. It's like, like you're branded. That's why when they say backlash, I'm like, that like lashing the back of a slave, right? And I'm just like, and I'm not this proud dude. Like I work on teams well. I don't need to always do my own shit, but I'm not gonna like, lie or pretend I'm something I'm not for money. It's like so fucking. I've just watched it ruin so many people too. They sell out and then everything falls apart.
Yeah, you can have everything in the world and then lose your soul. It's not a good position to be in. But
Totally.
so I know some of you have sent super chats and members and stuff. We're gonna get to them. I just don't want to interrupt the interview, so don't worry. I will react to the super chats here in a little bit. But let's get back to this. We got about 42 seconds through it so far.
Let's do it.
We'll play just a little bit. We don't got to do the whole thing.
For a while, and you went to a flip phone.
Yeah.
But I see these manic tweets from you, and I just want to go hang out with you and go, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you constant?
See, it's the problem with text too, man. It's like it's all in the how you read it in your head, right?
Totally.
You can be like, this is a joke, I'm gonna read it as a joke, or you can be like, oh, this guy's losing his mind, and then you read it as in your head as if somebody's. That's the problem with text. They should fucking make a voice tweet thing where you can do your voice.
He and Peel have a great sketch about that, where it's like they're just texting each other, and one is experiencing a totally different thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Just like, and yeah, but my answer to that would be, my tone. Like if I say drinking water is gay, like I'm not attacking you as a, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, I have a hard time believing. So I have a hard time believing that some people actually take it seriously when they know me. I'm like, yeah. Sean, I want slavery to come back. So Sean King admits he's white. Like, how is that manic? Like, same with the David Hogg thing. When people were saying I sexualized David Hogg, because I said, I'm not going to take advice on how to protect my family from a guy who can't grow pubes.
Yeah. He's such a dumb kid, dude. And then he become like,
Democratic spokesperson. I read the room.
So
I was like, this is a little bastard trying to make a move. And then everybody's like, oh, you attacked poor David Hogg. I'm like, he's trying to get rid of guns in my country. And I'm pointing out that he hasn't went through puberty. Yeah. Like that's not sexual. Like it's so fucking creepy that people even pretend that's sexual. And I'm like, and I watch comedians be like, oh, but you should have known better. I'm like, just wait, bro. Just wait.
You should have known better. Yeah, you should have known that this guy was a fucking DNC shill and you're not allowed to make fun of him because you're going to ruin him being planted in the movement. Yeah,
right,
dude.
Right. And then you become Canada or England and it's like, that's what happened. That's why I don't listen to people bitch really. They're like, can you believe what's happening? I'm like, yeah, you told me to take down my tweet fighting it. Like, yeah, of course I see what's happening.
Yeah,
well,
too much
doesn't affect you because I fucking moved to Idaho because I'm not retarded.
Yeah, it's funny because I was making a point the other night and then I saw one of your ex posts and I was like, you were making the exact same point, which is everybody's pointing out the problem. Nobody's giving solutions. Like the money isn't in giving solutions, right? That's not where you get the following. The following is just being fucking angry about every problem and pointing it out. It's like anybody can point out the fucking problems, dude.
We need solutions. The main reason that people don't like me is because like when I start pointing out problems, or pointing out solutions, like we started a fest. Like I have a social media that's clean and productive and people are meeting each other and having kids and starting businesses. It kind of undercuts so many people's businesses of just like, they have to change, and I was raised in a pretty wild environment and I know you can't ever need someone else to change. Like if you're like, if only, dad didn't drink or this guy didn't threaten suicide. It's like, you have to assume that they're going to keep doing what they're doing. How do you survive? And so that's my main thing where if everybody's just bitching like, oh, I just got let down by another politician. It's like, yeah, it's like saying you just got blown by another prostitute. Like they're liars,
Yeah, dude, it's all everybody that seems to get a huge following seems to be the worst of the worst.
Yes.
It's very convenient. None of them give a fuck about truth. None of them give a fuck about solving problems. They just grift. It's just a grift. Like what do I say that's going to give me the most money and the most following and just stay on that path? And it's disappointing. It's disappointing. But let's move on from the Rogan stuff. There's been a lot of stuff since I've been following you, a lot of falling outs. How has it been with Alex? Are you and Alex cool again?
I did a show the other day. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he again, years ago, he said I was toxic because I criticized Israel, and he called me. None of it stands.
Oh, dude. And it was just having Nick Fuentes on and sucking Fuentes' dick, which annoys me.
In Alex's defense, he had me on to talk farming. We had a great chat. Like he was raising morale, and I like. The irony is I think he's one of the least shilly guys, even though he looks like such a shill. He's like, I got Patriot boner pills. Hillary wants you limp. Like he seems so shilly, but he's actually got kind of a heart, like a heart on him. You know, he's like he gets excited to talk about farming and kids and laughing. And I could do that impression to him and he'd laugh. Like he doesn't get butthurt. And so, you know, I do respect Alex Jones, even though it's like hilarious how sometimes I'll just see a clip and it just like, it looks like he's just such a shill, but he's
blue.
Yeah, but he's not though. He is, but he's like a lovable shill, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Cause that was one of my favorite collabs when you started working with Alex. I liked when I'm not a big Steven Crowder fan, but when you started working with Steven, all of a sudden the sketches started getting good. And I was like, this is great. And then it kind of went to shit. I think one of the most legendary moments on the internet is, Mersh, right? The Revenge of the Sis guys.
Yeah.
When they got you to realize that Crowder was bi while you're live, you're like, holy shit. That was one of the most legendary moments of all time.
Yeah, and I did a stream with those guys too. Like we buried the hatchet.
Did you? Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. That's cool, man. I'm hoping that we can get more people to come together because a lot of us were like, even the Fuentes is like, we all agree on a lot of shit, you know. But then like the second you become toxic or you become somebody that has an opinion that they don't like, all of a sudden everybody's got to be enemies. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. Like we can disagree on shit.
Yeah.
And still get along.
Enemies. Yeah. I just respond big. Like if someone hits me, I hit it back harder and I will forever. But as soon as they're like, yo, man, it's all good. I'm like, dude, no problem. Like, I don't care. And it's like Crowder's a phenomenal comedic actor and he has a really good work ethic. But again, the Israel stuff, you make fun of the moon landing, you get a call from his dad. And I'm like, bro, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not the guy that, like, I was basically doing it because I just believed in like the team. I loved that he could compete against SNL. And yeah, I mean, like his craft work is so good. But then I started seeing all the misrepresentations and all that. And so when he pretended that I was going through some hard time, I'm like, bro, you're not even with your chick anymore. And Jared hates you. And he's like pretending that isn't true. And then everyone's calling me a liar. And then he sues Jared and him and his wife are divorced. I'm like, I'm still waiting for apologies, but because that's the shit. I don't just spill the beans on people. I don't use people's weaknesses. It's when they misrepresent me publicly or they are like doing something really fucked up. I'm just like, I'll privately tell them first. And then I'll be like he record phone calls when he's like, oh, I tried calling him. He won't answer. I'm like, no shit. You record phone calls. And then that came out with the Daily Wire. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to talk in a direction. I'm like, you guys are acting nuts and I'm cool with it. I'm just not going to, now I'm just going to make fun of you for selling Jesus panties.
That is pretty fucking shady to be recording phone calls. Like, why are you doing that unless you have some sort of ulterior motive?
Yeah, it's people who think litigiously.
Yeah.
They're always just thinking like a sound clip, leverage. And I don't think that way. I just
leverage.
I need to have high trust with people or else I can't riff. That's why I can talk 3 hours a day. Cause it's like, I'm just myself. Like I don't have to think about it.
Yeah. You don't need 100 writers to put words in your mouth and shit. No. Yeah. Well, yeah, you were great. I love the sketch comedy. I think you are a great comedic actor. Everything I've seen with you with sketch comedy, it's always been great. And I hope you get back into that.
No, bro, we're making better sketches now. It's just not awesome with these chills. It's like,
yeah,
I got all these guys in the Ozarks and I got guys up here in Idaho. We shoot sketches that are so funny, but we just have to do it on our platforms. That's why I tell people, ladle.tv, unauthorized.tv. But right now, Ladle is very, I got a good team that can just upload all this stuff there and it's easy to use. But dude, we're doing sketches that are hilarious, but it's just, it's not the right timing for whatever. Like we just did one with the eugenics where it's I'm pitching all the eugenics guys in the 20s about how to really get the blacks with purple drank. And we're all in character. Like, dude, just normal guys with jobs and families are funnier than a lot of comedians. Like they kill it. That's why authentic is so great. That's why I don't need, to have Steven Crowder whip me like a cow and shit. It's like, fuck that.
Oh, that was yeah, right. That was weird, man. That was weird. It was almost like a humiliation ritual.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. But yeah, no, I mean, shit, dude. I remember back in the day, there was talks like you wanted to make a movie and shit. I do think more people need it, because it should be as easier than ever for people to fund their own films and
Dude,
make their
that's
own
why
movies.
I think there's
And-
so much nonsense, because it's never been easier.
Yeah.
Where you like we have the tech to just. I think they're shitting their pants, to be honest with you, because it's like we have the tech now to do something that cost $20 million not that long ago.
Mhm.
And I'm the type of guy that will do that. Like I was so early on selling my own special. I shot a special in England in 2016 and sold it on Vimeo, and no one had heard of that, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, I shot it for 10 grand, just pulled in 30. This is great. And the Hollywood gatekeepers are like, sounds like someone's a bigot, racist, homophobe.
Gotta
I
shut
get
that
it.
shit down. They hate it. It's a threat to them. Anybody that's outside the system that has success, they don't like that. That's why I think a lot of what we see going on YouTube is not just about like, oh, we don't like this guy because he's anti-Semitic. It really is a corporate versus independent battle going on, to where I think even YouTube has somehow gotten in with like the Hollywood agent types, to where like there's a tiered system, to where if you're not backed by the system, you don't have an agent, and you're not making money for the corporate machine, you kind of get put in the back because you're a threat to the machine. And it seems like that's going on to me. But again, I'm just theorizing.
And dear machine, I don't want to be a threat. Like I don't want to stop anyone from doing anything. Like,
But you are. If you have success outside their system,
that's a good
you're
point.
showing everybody how to do it.
I know, but it's funny. It's not my desire. My desire is
Yeah.
literally just to do comedy. And that's probably why I'm so good at functioning outside the machine. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have resentment. Like I'm not like, oh, fuck the system. I'm not even against the government. I'm like, I've been to fallen parts of the world. It can get a lot worse. So I'm just like trying to crush and having a really fun time learning about making cheese. There's a wide world out there.
Yeah, man. I've seen some of your videos you posted. You got Bertaria is looking pretty fucking good. It looks like a nice little spot to go chill, man. That's been a lot of work, huh?
That's happened when I kept getting banned. I even reached out to Fuentes one time when he got banned from some shit and his thing got canceled. I'm like, bro, for the price of a ticket, if you get like a few thousand people, you can just buy a piece of land and then you can just have your events there and no one can stop it. And, crickets, because that's not, that's a solution. So of course I'm doing a land scam and I'm scamming, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like I kept getting canceled from everything, and then COVID happened. And just during a live stream, I'm like, dude, if everyone throws in $400, I can buy some land. And then we have events on it, camping. There's been weddings, hunting. It's like everything the grifters talk about, I'm actually doing, where it's like, we got to build our own communities. I'm like, does anyone want to know how to do that? And they're like, oh, a Jewish racist homophobe. I'm just like, what the fuck? It's like, you guys have brain worms.
Yeah, there's a lot of people thinking that way now. I have family members that they want to go buy land out in the country and just start building a little community for the family. Like just start building houses on this land and like just have our own little community out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, it's like, not really. If you can build your own community that's self-sufficient, that you don't need fucking anybody, that's a pretty good position to be in, dude. And you can have your internet anywhere.
I'm not even like isolating. I'm not even doing a full-time thing. It's 2 weeks a year. I'm like, we can live our lives and then have this place where we can all meet up. Because my wife wouldn't let me have some of these people over. She called them outdoor friends. And so I'm like, oh, dude, Crazy Bear wants to come over. And she's like, no, like we have kids. And so that's why it was very organic. I'm like, we can just get a piece of land and just hang. And we do. And it's so not crazy. It's just like fun, but people just, I don't know. And it's not that expensive. It's like people are freaking out about home prices. And I'm like, dude, my family's home that I was raised in, that my parents still live in, is worth like 130 grand. I'm like, just live in a shitty area.
Yeah. It is getting a little hard though, man, to get a house on
the. No, it is for sure. I'm just trying to give people an option because, any like desirable area, it's almost over. It's like I couldn't buy a house in a suburb.
Yeah, you can still go to like the not in demand place, because there are like I've been looking like the small towns in Texas. Like there's a lot of old houses you can still get for fucking dirt cheap because nobody wants to live there.
Right, and with the internet, you can work anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. You can if you have a job like mine or yours. That's why I've been thinking almost of moving to Mexico at some point. It's like, damn, I could go to fucking Guatemala or some shit as long as I don't get murdered, for being the fucking gringo.
Dude, Puerto Rico, no taxes, but you still have some American protections. But
Yeah.
it's just, I don't want to learn Spanish and just pineapples and shit.
Yeah, you got to go to like where all the English speaking people are, though. They got their own little communities now. And then now you got the Mexicans that are fucking angry. They're like, get rid of all these white people. They're trying to destroy us. And it's like, okay, well, you are doing the same thing to us. What the fuck?
It's hilarious.
But yeah, man, what did I have next? Oh, the Joey Diaz edibles. A lot of people like to talk a lot of shit about that. I don't know if these people have ever had a bad edible experience in their life, but I have had bad edible experiences in my life to where I've actually almost felt like I was going to have a seizure.
Bro, right? I just had one Sunday for the first time since Diaz. So funny you bring that up. Horrifying. Like one of my buddies is like, oh, dude, this will just be nice and relaxing because I was stressed out about the festival. It was worse than the Diaz one. I was like, my heart's like,
yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this is hellish. I did acid once in high school. Acid to me is it's like a fucking pina colada compared to an edible. I'm like, dude, edibles are nuts. But yeah, it actually taught me some shit. Like it was horrifying, but it did kind of make me see that, there's demons in Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, elaborate, man. I like Joey Diaz, but I do understand he was fucking a lot of his guests over. He was giving them massive amounts of edibles
in
as
his
a joke.
Defense, I was like when in Rome, I'm like, let's do it, dog. And he gives me a star of death. Like he wasn't pushing it on me, but
yeah, but come on.
Yeah.
As a regular user, like he should know, like, because I still do edibles and I know now, always go with the smallest amount first. Test it out. You got to kind of test the water. So like, if you got like 100 milligram edible, like just go with 10 milligrams. Start there. See how that feels.
300 milligrams, dude. I was like, he's like, yo, dog. And it was like a demon. I literally was like, dude, you're not like a human being. And then I started feeling my bone and I'm like, this isn't even me. I'm like, this is like a machine.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yo, dude, I need some air. And he's like, yeah, dog, get some air, breathe the air. And then I left and I never came back. And I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of Los Angeles. But 2-3 days later, I was fine. It's not like it had permanent effects. It was just like, it's a good thing to latch onto if you want to make it seem like I'm crazy. But if you watch the video, I'm just staring at the ceiling like, what the fuck? It's not like I had a meltdown. People just love to exaggerate shit about me because it's pretty tough to get something heavy on me. I live a pretty normal life. I have no scandals, so they're like, oh, he ate a pop brownie. That's why he's not allowed on fucking Vimeo. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
People want, and dude, I studied Eastern European history. I lived in the Czech Republic. This goes horribly bad. So all the people that are like, oh, I got to play ball. I didn't want to lose my sponsorship. Wait till you're in fucking bread lines, and then we'll see if I give someone goat milk. We'll see how fucking bigoted I am then,
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I've had bad experiences with edibles too, man. So I know what it's like. It's no fun. That's why you got the videos of people calling, it was that cop that took the edibles and then he called the police department. He was like, we're dying. I think we're dying.
I thought I was dying on Sunday. And I'm so glad my kids didn't see it. It was like, dude, I was like, this is it for me. And then I go, this is such a ridiculously funny and stupid way to die if I die from edibles, Yeah. And fortunately, my neighbor was like helping me with it. He was like, nah, dude, because I thought my heart was at like 500. He was like, it's at 108. And he was like an EMT and shit. And he like calmed me down. But I was like, I'm never doing that again. That was the first time I had since Joey Diaz. And I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, the last really bad one I had, same thing. Your heart starts racing like crazy. Yeah. I fortunately am able to have the awareness of like, I'm gonna be fine because I just got enough experience with this shit that I'm like, okay, I'll get over this. I got to keep myself busy. You got to find something to keep your mind occupied. Drink some fucking chamomile tea. Do those breathing exercises that slow down your heart, where it's like you got to purse your lips so that, like, when you breathe out, it comes out kind of slow and dragged out. And I've got it under control. I'm lucky that I have that wherewithal because a lot of people will call the police. But chamomile tea goes a long way, dude. Because I do enjoy edibles, but you got to know, like,
that, man. I'm all about, it's like tuning an instrument. Like if that chills you out, I drink fuckloads of caffeine in the morning. Sometimes that's a form of meth, It's like,
yeah. There's a lot of drugs.
Like
We're
I
on a lot of drugs.
I'm a hypocrite. So it's like I do drugs. It's just like it's like a more acceptable normal type. And that's why I try to get off caffeine every now and then. And that's way harder. I mean, it feels like there's a spike in your brain. It's like worse than anything,
Yeah. Last time I tried to quit caffeine, I didn't last very long. Once the headaches kicked in, and it's the worst headache I ever had in my life. And there was no fucking Tylenol, there's nothing would fucking clear it up. I was like, fuck this. If I quit caffeine again, I'm going to have to I actually got caffeine pills for it. So I think that would be a good way to quit caffeine with caffeine pills. So you can slowly taper off.
Yeah. I was like, green tea is how I do it, where there's some caffeine in there, but it's like a reasonable amount. And then you just kind of chill but yeah, it's all good. THC in high doses to me, it's just
especially mixed with caffeine too. That's one thing I learned as well. It's like when I've had my worst edible responses is because I also had a lot of fucking caffeine in my system.
Right. Yeah.
It's a bad mix. But edibles can be great, man. But people have to take it serious. They got to know it can be great, or it can be you think you're gonna die and you're sitting in a pile of sweat and just going, "What's wrong with me?" So edibles are a serious fucking thing. But so have you forgiven Joey about that?
Because I was like, I've been spending. I'm like, I have to spend more time with my kids, and we homeschool. I spend tons of times with them, but I'm like, dude, I gotta fucking straighten out. I was like, if I was gonna die, I gotta, and then it really put in perspective the things that matter in life. So.
Yeah, it's different when you have kids, man. You gotta all that shit is just different. I don't have kids, so I can still fuck around. But when you have kids, it's a much bigger picture there than just yourself,
Absolutely, dude.
Especially if your kids are going to see you like that. You don't want
totally. Unfortunately, they didn't. But I wasn't acting nuts. It was in my head. It was like that Diaz thing. I don't even drink because I'm like, when you have kids, at any point you have to be the guy to help everybody. And don't get me wrong, me just telling you this story is going to get people being like, he's a junkie. I swear to God, they will. This conversation will probably be on my Wikipedia. It'll be like, it's pathetic though. Dude, it goes so bad. When people start doing that and not promoting the good, the true, the beautiful is like one of our phrases. Bread lines are no joke, especially when you're in a country where 97% of the population has no idea how to grow a fucking carrot. It's like, oof.
Or change a tire, dude. I mean, this is scary because you see these upcoming generations and everybody's trying to say, oh, these generations are going to be so smart. And it's like, they're retards, dude. They have no ability to do anything without technology to tell them how to do it. Not all of them, of course, not 100% across the board, but that's going to be a huge problem, man. It's like every generation now is growing up as if they're some sort of fucking prince that has handlers that do everything for them.
Well, that's why they're bringing in migrants. That's why I keep telling people, I'm like, bro, when I say to garden and to have a bunch of kids, that's because if not, the answer is Mexicans, and then don't complain when there's no more white people. It's like, that's how the world works. It's supply and demand. If you don't mow your own grass and have your own kids, well, someone will that wasn't raised like a little prince, Yeah,
we got to get these kids back to work, dude. We got to get the illegals out of here. Get the fucking teenagers to go do that work. Yeah, it's low pay, but it's not even about the pay at that point. It's about it's about, teaching yourself what work is about, getting that boost of confidence from actually feeling productive. So you feel great. I mean, I remember when I was 16, I didn't want to work. And then I got this job as a busboy. I felt so fucking proud of myself. After 2 weeks, I was making a paycheck. Your self-worth goes up because you're actually producing something. And it's I think kids are missing out on that, dude.
Bro, that's how you build actual confidence, is small wins all the time. That's why, my kids do the chicken chores. They pick the blueberries. They do all that shit because every little thing is a win. You're like, oh, I did that. Oh, I did that well. And then you grow your inner strength. And, I was a paper boy at 9 working my whole life. And those are the things that get you through the hard times, because you're like, I can complete tasks. I can do things well. It doesn't have to be these massive wins.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think about the Trump Epstein file shit? You been following that?
Kinda. You know, I think Epstein was doing more eugenics. I think he was probably like, I think it was way crazier than people think. I don't even think it had to do with fucking. I think it had to do with like, I mean, I'm sure they were all fucking and being psychotic, but it's like, I think they were probably trying to clone and do and try to make like the best. They're eugenicists, you know, they're just in New Mexico, probably have a bunch of prostitutes that they're planning on killing, and they just, you know, I don't think it worked very well. I don't think that shit works out pretty well. But yeah, I mean, they're all a bunch of perverts. It's crazy.
Yeah, let's get to, I guess we'll get to some of these super chats real quick, get them out of the way. Zato sent 20, says Joe Rogan needs to apologize to Nick DiPaolo. Were you friends with Nick?
Yeah, I like Nick. I did his show somewhat recently. He's funny.
What did Rogan do to Nick?
I don't know. Like, I don't even need an apology from Rogan at all, like, or Diaz or anybody. Like, I see where they're coming from. I'm just gonna make fun of them.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's like, and I don't even do it that much anymore. I don't even give a shit. I'm just like,
and most of the shit you were making fun of him about, it wasn't that serious. It's like, oh, Joe, you're short
and acting fruity,
and you look like a thumb. It's like, okay, it's not like you're really going after like real sensitive topics here. It's like somebody making fun of me for being a chubby redhead. It's like, okay, I'm a chubby redhead, big deal.
Dude, I like being made fun of if it's like in like a non-psychotic way, where it's like the way men make fun of each other. It's fine. But people are like, oh, I'm gonna send CPS to your house. I'm like, you didn't have a dad, or like whatever. They just didn't learn how to do that thing.
I remember that. That was those were weird times, man. And then somebody sent you some fucking weird gummies or some shit like that too. Those dick gummies. Wrote me
a letter. I got that one wrong. I actually talked to Mersh and those guys about that. Someone sent me these gummies, and then someone else sent me a letter that they were poisoned and they were trying to poison my kid. And I was still figuring out YouTube and like how everyone isn't the same guy. Now I understand it, but back then I was like, like, you know, and it's like, what does that even mean? So someone writes a fucking, now I know what trolls do and shit. But back then up until that point, I was like a Hollywood guy. Like, I didn't focus on my fucking YouTube channel. I didn't know that, like, you know, people say volumes down just to get you to spiral. Like, I'd be like, dude, my volume's down.
Yeah.
You know, like, I fell for every single troll thing. And so, yeah,
it's hard not to.
I don't think that the poison thing was actually a threat. I think that was like someone writing something fucking stupid, trying to get you to spiral.
Yeah. Doge gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Doge. Thank you. I can't see who got them, but welcome to the new members. Here's Joe Cronin show, says JCS loves you, big boy. I'm not sure who you love there. Either
big boys. So I mean,
thank you, JCS. I think we had a question for you. Sam Tripoli and Owen are cool. I like Sam. I know you guys
did a podcast together in Bohemian Grove. That was fun. We had some laughs. Dude, there's nothing better than laughing. Dude, I've known Sam Tripoli for over 20 years. There's nothing like having a laugh with someone you got history with when it's like internet nonsense horseshit, you know?
Yeah, no, I think you and Sam are a good match, man. I think you guys should do a podcast together, dude.
We keep doing them, and then we get in fights again. And then and they'll be like, dude, looking back, I get what you're saying. And then we make up, and I don't fucking care. It's just like people are under different pressures. Like, I don't want to be a narcissist about it either. It's like my life is literally like picking plums and eggs with rabbits and shit. I'm like basically in a fucking Little Bear episode, like a cartoon. And other people are in cities like dealing with real stress. And so I get it. Like, I don't think he's like a bad guy. I think he's fucking, you know, I've always liked Sam.
Yeah, I like Sam a lot. I think I don't know, you two just seem like you'd be a good fit to do a podcast together.
Yeah, we're both the same part of the country too. We talk the same. We both have that retard Central New York. Yo, dude, what's up? It's wicked cold outside, dude.
You guys would make if you fight, just do it on air. That'll just bring better ratings, you know?
I've always said that. I'm like, that's why I get along with UFC guys. Yeah. Because like they're the ones that totally understand what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, fighting is really entertaining. Yeah. You know, like I don't see why everybody has to sing Kumbaya all the time.
Yeah, and men are supposed to be able to have their little tiffs and their little spats and then, you know, move on with their life and get over it. You get it out of your system and you move on. It's better to get it out of your system than to be this little bitch that's always fucking holding a grudge against everybody but never speaks up and is just behind the scenes trying to fuck everybody over. You know, like, no, be a man and be like, hey, I don't like you said this. You know, it's what's a big deal? Green juice with 5. What should I do in Oahu, North Shore? 2 days left. Is that Hawaii? I don't know shit about Hawaii. You know anything about Hawaii?
Turtle Bay, bro. Turtle Bay. It's beautiful there. Swim
Turtle
with
Bay?
turtles.
I'd like to go to Hawaii one day, but I'm a broke ass motherfucker. So I'll go to Corpus Christi and enjoy the beach over there. Midwest request.
When I was paid by the Jews to go, now I couldn't afford it.
It's an expensive fucking trip, ain't it?
Yeah.
Midwest request. Sam Hyde and Owen Benjamin podcast would be fire. Yeah, I agree. That would be a good podcast.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Have you been on you've been on Sam Hyde's show, right?
I've never met him or talked to him before, but people always say that. And yeah, some of his sketches are hilarious.
Yeah, I love MDE. I haven't seen the new season. I think I saw one sketch where it's like the construction sketch, and it's good, man. Those guys got a talent for sketch comedy. I love sketch comedy. It's one of my favorite forms of comedy. Yeah. I prefer sketch comedy over like stand up and all kinds of shit. Like, to me, I love Dave Chappelle not because of his stand up, but because of the Chappelle Show. Mm-hmm. And I would love to see a return of just more sketch comedy, man. You know, there's very few sketch comedy shows out there now.
I think one of the best sketches ever made is by a guy that I don't even know if he has a career or anything. It's this Bing Crosby. Have you ever seen the Bing Crosby one? Where he's like, tick-a-ree-tock, don't forget about my cock. That's the only joke, and they do it 1,000 times, and it's set in the 50s. And every Christmas, I watch it on a stream 100 times, and every year it's funnier. It's so fucking funny to me. I think it's the best sketch ever made. Either that or like old school Phil Hartman shit.
What's the name of it? The Bing Cosby sketch?
It's Bing Cosby cock. Just write in cock. It's it goes, it's the holiday season, and he just has to get one line out, and he's hammered, and the sound guys are like, okay, Bing, let's try it again, and he just keeps saying cock, and he can't stop, and he doesn't even realize he's doing it. And it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. I love it.
I can't find it, dude.
Dude, they scrubbed it. It brought too much joy.
They brought too much joy. That's the problem, dude. That's the problem. Yeah, there's comedy's always problematic. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of old Bing Crosby shit, but nothing that looks like a sketch.
Dude, obsessed.
Yeah, you got me wanting to watch it now, man. I love sketch comedy, dude. Like, that's one thing I'd like. I wanted to move on to doing sketch comedy at some point, but I just haven't had a real opportunity. And I'd like to just basically make enough money that I can get a little crew together and just start filming my own sketches, like a professional crew. You know,
it's so cheap now. I got it. Bing Crosby Christmas song fail.
Can you share it? You can. I think you should be able to. Do you know how to do that?
I'm like a retard with this stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Put it in the stream. Oh, chat with everyone in the studio.
Present or invite, I think. Or no. Actually,
did you see it?
Oh, did you post it on the private?
Private, yeah.
Okay, yeah. How do I get to the private? There we go. Private chat. All right, yeah, cool. Yeah, I like using OBS better, but I need another monitor to make interviews work with OBS. So I've just been lazy about setting up.
Nice. Yeah, I just go as minimal as possible. I just use my webcam and OBS and just stare at it.
Yeah, OBS is nice, man. It allows you to, I don't know, StreamYard's pretty good too. I'm not trying to down talk StreamYard. Here we go. Present invite. Share screen. Bing Crosby cock. No, that's the wrong one. Bing Crosby Christmas. There we go. Well, let's watch this, man.
The acting is just so subtle and so great. And I don't even know who any of these people are.
The Lewis brothers.
There it is.
Okay, let's see.
It takes a little bit, but it's so worth it. And yeah, like
it's the holiday season with.
Go ahead, Owen.
No, just play it. It's great.
Crosby, take one. You ready over there, Bing?
You goddamn right, man.
That's what I like to hear. Let's roll it.
It's the holiday season with a whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock, and please be sure to suck a macaque. Oh, he's coming down the chimney down.
Yeah, they're coming down the chimney down.
Just wait. It takes a while.
I'm sorry there, Bing. What exactly did you just say?
You know, he's coming down the chimney, like Santa Claus.
No, after the dickory dock part.
Oh, I don't know, man. I was just scatting, saying what feels right.
Well, the line is, And don't forget to hang up your sock. So,
All right, so
let's take it one
this
more time,
goes
okay?
50. It just the whole joke is just he can't do it without saying cock, and he's like, and then he like just says penis. Just anybody who wants to laugh, just watch that sketch. It makes me laugh every fucking year.
I love Bing Crosby too, dude. Like when I listen to Christmas music, that's the kind of Christmas music I like the old timey Christmas music, not the new fucking. It's all country sounding. All the new country Christmas music kind of sucks. You want to play it? We can skip it.
No, keep going. I'm
Okay.
down. I just don't want to. Like, I'm obsessive about this clip.
Let's do it.
You played it.
Let's roll it.
It's the holiday season with a whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. Oh, won't you please just suck a my cock? Oh, he's coming down the chimney down.
He'll be coming down the chimney down.
Bing,
What now? That was a good take.
Bing,
Come
I'm
on.
sorry to interrupt. It just sounds an awful lot like you're saying cock.
Cock.
I don't
Cock.
think so.
Are you sure?
We're pretty sure, Bing.
Cock.
Cock.
I don't think so.
Well, the line is sock. So this next take, let's just try really hard not to say cock.
Right? One more time and hold the cocks.
That'd be swell, Bing. All right. Roll it.
It's the holiday season with the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. And whoop what, please, won't you suck my cock?
I heard it that time. I definitely heard it that time. I said cock. That's
All right, yeah, I think we got the
Just
good.
keeps shooting. And then the guys just are spiraling at him, and he can't stop saying cock. And like, I don't know why, dude. I just love that sketch.
Yeah. It's got a good vibe to it, dude. I miss the days when men were men.
Yeah,
You could walk around smoking and drinking all day and no one fucking said anything, you know?
just in a suit.
Yeah, it's got a vibe like that. It kind of reminds me of something like you would probably create, right? It's probably
Yeah.
how you
That's
like
what
it.
I love.
Yeah.
I love period ones because you can totally do it. You know, you just get the right suits, the right filter, you get the right mid-Atlantic accent, and it just makes me laugh a lot.
Yeah, so you're still working on sketches. Where can we find your sketches, man? Is it over on
ladle.tv, and it's $9.11 a month. That way you never forget. And it's it really is. Because I have to pay for my own servers and all that shit. Because I just had to make everything. But there's a lot of people over there. They seem to really enjoy it. And I do a lot of movie breakdowns, and I do a live stream every day. Like I just did a 3-hour live stream today. It's like I'm constantly doing new material.
Yeah, it seems like people want to keep watching it. What should we keep going?
It's so addicting. It's just
Should we keep going then?
Yes.
All right, let's keep going.
That's my bad. That's on me.
Get it together, Bing. Dagnabbit, this is a family album.
All right, I apologize, everybody.
Okay.
Let's do one more. I got it.
It's the holiday season with the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. Oh, hey, what's that? I think it's my cock.
Bing, I need you to look at me, okay?
Looking at you.
Repeat after me. And don't forget
And don't forget
to hang up your sock.
to hang up your sock. I got it. It's right here. We can go. I'm ready.
Like how straight they're playing it is fucking great. Like they're not. It's just that one detail, and he just can't do it.
Yeah. Sometimes you like a premise like this. The longer it goes, the funnier it gets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the holiday season with the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. Knock, knock. Who's there? Yup, it's my cock.
Damn it, Bing, you have cocks on the brain.
Oh, don't I know it?
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take it from Dickory Dock and we're just gonna run it until you get it right.
That's a good plan, boss.
With the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. Guess what comes next? That's right, it's my cock. With the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock, I drop my pants to reveal a cock.
Why?
With the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock, dick, and don't forget about cock. With the whoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock.
This is like how Rogan felt about me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's
that's
like,
a
you're
cock.
obsessed.
I know a cock when I see one.
There's people say like, I didn't think it was funny at first, but now it's actually really funny. It's like the fourth or fifth time. It's
And
really
every
funny.
year it gets funnier. It's like a tradition. I always play that on a stream around the holiday season.
Oh, so okay. I thought they were doing so you play it every Christmas. Okay, I thought they were making a new one every Christmas. Like
No,
doing
it's the same sketch over and over again.
Oh man, yeah, shit. So yeah, what was the last thing I asked you about? The Trump Epstein files, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, who knows? I don't even really have an opinion, to be honest with you. I just think it's all gross. You know,
Yeah.
Trump is gaslighting everybody with like, it's just boring. Like no one cares. It's funny. Like I was making fun of it, and I did a bit where I had the Epstein evidence, and it was just two guys with boners like pissing on somebody. And then the next day it came out that he like drew a cock. And I couldn't believe that I predicted that. Like it wasn't really a prediction, but it felt very interesting that like it was like a picture of a guy or a naked chick.
Oh yeah, you're talking about what came, I think it was the Wall Street Journal, right? You're talking about where they released the letter that supposedly Trump sent Epstein for his birthday, and he drew a naked woman, and then he wrote like a little screenplay within the naked woman's body about them having a it was so fucking weird. I believe it's real now, that letter. Everybody was saying it was fake, but then the Epstein family came out and said, no, actually we have copies of this. This is all legit.
Yeah. And what is it that Trump is like, I never doodle. And then people are like, dude, I've seen you doodle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why he'll make these giant statements that they're completely unnecessary and easily provably not the case. But, you know, he's funny, you know.
He is funny.
Trump's funny as shit.
One of the funniest presidents of all time, to be honest.
I just think they're all like, all those power guys all have weird shit going on. I just hope they do a good job.
It's hard for me to wrap my head around it because, you know, Trump and his whole administration talked a big game. Oh, we're going to release all the files. We're going to, you know, that's disgusting. The stuff we're looking at is so bad. Right. And then he just the next day he's like, well, it's a big fucking scam. Actually, none of it's real. It's a bullshit story. And it's like, dude, you could not have made yourself look more guilty than doing that. And it just makes no sense from like, where's the logic or the reasoning? Even if you did, you know, F some kids, like, this is not how you would fucking do it because you would look guilty as fuck doing it this way. So like, there's no.
I don't even think he's like effed kids, but he's definitely been around like some fucking. You know, it almost feels like a sketch, but I don't like saying that stuff because people are like, oh, you don't think anything's real. I think it's real in a way.
Yeah.
No, it just feels like a sketch.
It does.
You know, when he was with what's his name? The guy, remember when he gave that interview and there was that dude right next to him? His name was Howard something.
Lutnick. Yeah. And he's smiling.
The guy laughed. He was like laughing. He was like big news and he laughed. That guy was Jeffrey Epstein's literal neighbor, and their addresses were 9 and 11.
Yeah. It's such a bad look. It's such a bad look, dude. I don't understand it, man. It's like, you know, I felt like probably like you did. A lot of people do. Trump is the lesser of two evils when it comes to this shit. And now I don't even know if that's the case anymore. It's all his own doing. If he would just shut the fuck up, like that's the hard part. It's like, just shut the fuck up and just say, hey, we're investigating this and we're going to make sure to bring people to justice. And it's going to take some time, but don't worry, we're working on it. And everybody been like, great. And then they would have forgot about it in a couple weeks. Right.
Yeah.
So like, it makes no sense.
On the government, I don't focus like they're necessary for me. That's a big paradigm shift I did where it's like a lot of people are like, that's all we have. And I'm like, not really. I mean, back in the day, Americans viewed the government as basically like administration. They were like middle management to keep the roads clear. You know, it's like I focus on what I can build, you know, my family, my local community, economics locally, you know, like doing my job well. And all that shit is just, I mean, it's always been corrupt. It's just all systems of governance to some degree, because it attracts people that want to control other people, and you're always going to get, weird, stupid shit. I thought the Epstein thing was a bit of a sketch when they said that Stephen Hawking had midgets doing math. I was like, okay, this is a bit. Like, as a comedian, I'm like, that's not a real thing. Like,
I remember.
It's like a guy in a wheelchair who can't speak has a fetish for midgets doing math. Like,
well, the one I heard,
like, I'm not signing, like, I'm not emotionally investing in any of this.
What I heard, they would just lay him out and cover him in chocolate and get a bunch of hookers to lick all the chocolate off his body.
Dude, I think the guy died in like the 70s. He had a fucking disease that kills you in 5 years. He lives 50 years. And he's like, there is no God. I'm just like that. It's like, what's her name? Helen Keller. Helen Keller couldn't see or hear from the time she was 6 months old. And she had a British accent. She was like, it's no blindness. Like, I'm like, that's bad acting. That's like fucking Second City acting. I'm just, it's all good though. People like their mythology and I get it. So I'm trying not to buzzkill people.
Well, a lot of history is just bullshit stories that were like, it was like what they do now, where it's like, how can we sensationalize it and make the greatest story so people read it? But we just didn't have the ability to fact check it as well back then. We didn't have all the data to back up and go, oh, that's bullshit. People just believed it, dude.
Dude, me and my buddies were talking about like Nam. Like, you hear all these stories of Nam, and I bet if there was actual like footage, it was just like a shit show. Just people just shooting fucking anyone they heard. Like,
yeah,
there's just people lie. I know like a lot of cops and military guys, like a lot of those guys will just make up complete bullshit unless there was a camera on them.
Yeah, I had when I was like in my early 20s, I worked at Kmart, and my boss would tell these unbelievably, like almost like Howard Stern level Vietnam stories. Remember how Stern used to do his like fake Vietnam stories and shit?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, I remember our helicopter crashed and we were getting swarmed, and I had 2 fucking M16s, one in both hands. And I was like, I'm listening to him going like, you expect me to believe this? But what can you say? You can't be like, you're just a lying piece of shit. You just go, okay, you nod your head. But yeah, there's a lot of people that you just can't believe the stories, man. It's a lot of bullshit.
Another liability shield. All you Jews out there, it's nothing personal. I do the same thing with vets. Like, if vets do shit like that, I just start making fun of veterans. I'm like, haven't you guys gotten enough? You also want all the parking at Home Depot. You get free drugs, and a lot of them have a good time with it. But I don't follow the rule of like, you can't call out bullshit because someone's a vet. I'm like, fuck that. Someone wants to tell me they're shooting a machine gun with 2 hands. Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah. No, it is, convenient, to hide behind. Like, if you say anything about a vet, all of a sudden you're a bad person because you're never supposed to talk shit about a vet. But sometimes vets are terrible fucking people.
Dude, look at Nimmer. That's how we started it. But that veteran thing was his con so that no one could like.
Well, some people might not know the Nimmer story. Do you want to give them a little background for the people?
I had this opener who was cool to me. Like, when my first son was being born, I was shooting a Old Spice commercial at Austin South by Southwest. Think about how much the times have changed in my life. And so my wife goes into labor way early. He was with me in a Comedy Central sketch I did. He helped me get to the airport. And I'm like super loyal to dudes that are there like in times of crisis. So he says he wants to be a comedian. I'm like, great, you can fucking open for me. I'll pay you. Let's crush. And then he's telling people, and he always told me he was a vet, like he was a Marine, and that he started telling me he had brain cancer. So I started paying for his treatments, and it turns out he wasn't a vet. And so I've seen these things happen enough where I'm like,
the worst part about Nimmer is I saw him live. I saw you guys in San Antonio. You were great. Nimmer was good too.
Yeah.
Stand-up was actually fucking good. So like, I mean, he just sabotaged his own self. Like, he could have legitimately had a stand-up career.
Dude, that's why I usually don't assume someone's lying. That's why I had to learn to be skeptical because I'm like, it's so destructive. Like, you're already funny. Like, being dishonest and all that stuff, it only backfires. I've seen that so many times when people, they try and make this move like they're in Succession or something. And I'm like, the real world isn't like that, dude. It's like, just be good at your job and you'll have a good life.
Yeah. It's rough, dude. A lot of people, I don't know, man. They just get trapped in like not wanting to be who they are, and they want everybody like you just have to learn to like really accept who you are with the good and bad, and people will appreciate you more. You know?
Yeah, and you can trust yourself. It gives you power because you're like, if you resent yourself or you're hiding from yourself or you're like misrepresenting yourself, every thought goes through a filter of like, what should I say though? Versus I got like lightning Wi-Fi because I'm just like, it's me. You know, I don't have that slowing me down, and I watch it. Like I know I'm not that funny and talented, but I'm, in my opinion, a lot of the jokes I make every day are funnier than these mainstream guys. And it's not because there's something special about me. It's because in their head, they're like, what's Netflix going to say? What's my agent going to say? Like secretly, I'm this, my angle is this, this will affect my relationship with Madonna. In my mind, I'm just like, you're gay. Like I just can do it. And that quickness is like a faster internet speed, you know?
Yeah, now you are very talented, Owen. Don't underplay it, man. You know, I've seen your work. Your work's good. Your stand-up's good. I mean, you're a fucking fantastic musician, dude. That was always one of my favorite, because I love classical music. I'm one of those weirdos who I love classical piano. So I would always be a treat just to hear you playing Beethoven and Bach and just riffing on all that shit. That was always fun. And you're at your piano right now, huh?
Yeah, I teach piano lessons now too. Courses.owenbenjamin.com. It's like a lot of people were asking me to teach it because on streams, I'll like kind of teach it in a way that's more like how you talk to a kid. It's like patterns and fun and shit like that, and how to play by ear. And so I now put up a lesson every week. I'm on my 28th lesson, but that's brought a lot of joy in my life, like rethinking and relearning and seeing like little kids excel at it. And because, you know, people talk about saving Western civilization by voting. I'm like, how about you fucking learn Bach? Like, that's what made us great, you know, like elevate, like become the people that you think were so great. You can learn it, you know?
Yeah. I've always been upset that I didn't learn piano. Cause when I was like,
now you can learn now. Like I swear.
You know, I'd like to, I would, I've been wanting to get like a keyboard or something just to fuck around with.
Yeah.
But you know, I picked up guitar. That's what I tried to learn. And I had such a hard time. With guitar. And I was like, man, piano just seems so much more easier to play. It's just ping, 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 ping. You know, you don't got to learn all these fucking weird ass chords and shit.
Well, you're an editor too, so you probably see the math and the patterns in it.
Yeah. I did before I started editing videos. I was trying to write music. It was all pretty terrible, but it helped me when I became an editor. Like I kind of had experience already.
Rhythm, dude. Like seeing, like your cuts are, in my opinion, it's like very musical. It's like,
thank you.
Those
I try
pauses,
for that.
Those hits, those callbacks. That's what music is. And it's an intangible communication thing, but you definitely have that ability. I can't play the guitar for shit either. Doesn't make sense to me.
I can play power chords, but power chords are not enough. There's so much more to playing guitar than just doing that little shape the whole time. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because I do try to have a musicality to it, to where it feels, you know, there's a build just like music, and then you have the timing just like music, and it's like it gives it an extra, I don't know, an extra gear, you know, when you're timing it with the music and it has that flow, than if it's just kind of there and doesn't have music to propel it forward, you know?
Yeah. And like a huge amount of my lessons have been about soundtracks for movies, and how, you know, there are equations that really help get someone to feel something. And so I look at, you know, Hans Zimmer and all these guys, and how music is used for sales, for commercials, for movies, for any type of thing like that. It's huge for social engineering. And so like more people know that it doesn't negatively impact you anymore once you just know that. Like all tricks and spells require someone not knowing the reality, you know, and once you know it, you can actually enjoy the movie more.
One of my favorite films of all time, I think it's probably my favorite film because of the soundtrack, and that's There Will Be Blood.
Oh, dude, that was epic. Yeah.
It's such a fucking genius score. Like it's like the violins just kind of slowly building, and it's real simple, but it just builds that tension throughout the film. And like, if you take away that music, that film would not hit the same way.
100%.
People underestimate how important music is to video and like taking it to the next level. And yeah, man, I think that's smart. We need better composers because it seems like people are getting kind of lazy with the scores. It's not like it used to be where you had like the Hans Zimmers and shit, the guys that created the Star Wars soundtracks who were like got a whole fucking symphony and orchestra. It's like we kind of are. That's not really a thing in Hollywood anymore, is it?
Dude, Star Wars is the music score. Like you have, that's how you know it's the bad guy. And then, it's like that lets you know what's happening. It's like awakening the force. And then the good guy theme. If you switch the music, you'd think that, the incest twins and the, the rape animal, that they were the bad guys. Han Solo is a human trafficker for like a giant Epstein slug monster. The Ewoks are fucking cannibals. The Empire is just trying to keep it together, keep the trades going. It's like the music is why you think one side's good and one side's bad. And Zimmer and like Dark Knight, where he's just stressing that one string every time the Joker's on. It's like Bolero. It's just an infinite stress. It just makes you feel that thing of the Joker. And it's just like, I love that shit.
Yeah. And it's at such a deep human level. Like you can't even like communicate what it is. It's just like there. I think music, people say like music is like the universal language or whatever, but there's something spiritual about music and that's very powerful. And I think it's underestimated in society. I think a big part of the problem with our society is we don't have beautiful music anymore. We do a little bit, right? But what's the shit you see everywhere? It's like rap music about how I fucked this bitch and I murdered this guy. And it's like, I don't think people understand at the level that really affects society when that's the shit we're listening to, instead of like some beautiful, piano composition that like raises people up, and I think that's on purpose as well.
It's absolutely on purpose. That's why I teach classical music. It's like I'm just trying to introduce people to that beautiful, like the Mission soundtrack, that that oboe song. Like I just put that in a video and people are just like, wow, that was so beautiful. Like they thought my video was beautiful. And I'm like, I bet a good amount of that was the oboe solo, And yeah, it's absolutely on purpose, like the Tavistock Institute and all that. Like one of my closing bits was about how like every Coldplay song's the same chords. And, and it just is, it's supposed to kind of lower consciousness. And so we can always just raise consciousness. Like the quote unquote elite aren't in control. They're just making offers. It's like we're given all these things that we can always do. And so, yeah, like speaking of Trump had the best answer with Ali G. Ali G was like punking him, 20 years ago, at least. He was like, what's the one thing everyone relates to? And Trump just goes, music. And he's like, ice cream. It was the ice cream glove. He's like, when you got an ice cream cone, you want the gloves so you don't get sticky. But Trump's answer was the right. I mean, he just said music.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he had a classical education. It's like music, dialectic, rhetoric. It's like, that's how. And if you keep people from knowing that, it's so easy to control them. But as soon as you like know it, you're like, oh, these are just patterns.
Yeah, I think back to me because I was a 90s kid. And like a lot of the music that I still like today, I realized it had a very negative effect on me. The fucking the grunge scene, everything. Everything was just, everything was just dark and fucking like there was no happiness in it. It was like everything was like, and then you like kind of copy that. You want to look miserable and act miserable, so you can copy. So yeah, I mean, I imagine how much different society would be if our music was uplifting instead of a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, that's why I focus on what like my society. That's why I focus on Bertari and stuff, because I can't affect Nicki Minaj fans. So I'm like, I know that I can teach my kids violin and piano. I know that I can teach anybody that wants to listen. I can, make albums and that helps the people. And then I'm in a world that's like that. Like in my world, people love good music. But there's a lot of the world that it's like, in my opinion, like disgusting and horrifying. Like it literally makes you feel like you want to die.
It was weird because I always loved classical music. My dad used to play, I think there was something that went around when I was young where they're like, play your kid classical music. He'll be smarter. He'll have a higher IQ. You play him Beethoven as a baby and all that shit. So my dad got me into classical music early. But then everybody was like, oh, classical music sucks. Oh, classical music's gay. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's amazing. Like Listen to this shit. How do you not think this is fucking amazing?
And I bet they never apologized. They were like, no, you got to listen to Hanson. It's kind of like the Rogan thing you were talking about. They're never going to be like, yo, bro, I re-listened to Beethoven. It's a lot better than fucking the Spin Doctors.
Yep. Did you have any new songs, man? Do you have anything? You still writing songs? Because I love a lot of your music, man. Your comedy songs or whatever you want to call them. I think you should do an album, dude.
Yeah, I did a classical album that actually was in the Billboard Top 10 recently. So I still do.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, but yeah, like on a lot of streams, I just improv stuff. Like I did Epstein as Candle in the Wind. You know, like it was just about like shit like that. Yeah, I write music all the time. I just don't really do it like I used to with like Soy Boy and shit like that. I'm just like, I'll just talk to the chat, whatever they want to hear, and I just flow state it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want, you don't have to. We can end it on a song if there's something you wanted to play. Let me just get the last super chats here. Doge Holder says, I think Trump is just protecting Bill Clinton at this point. That makes no sense. It could very well be the case, but why would he do that? Like, I don't know. What do you think? You think he's actually would protect Bill Clinton? No. Yeah. I don't know, Doge.
Just like their life, I don't think is very similar to ours.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're even worried about any of this shit. I don't think that. I think that like a Weinstein and guys like that, they go to jail if they step on the toes of the next rung up. It has nothing to do with the scandals. They just need to tell the masses something that makes sense. It's like Weinstein tried to buy, he tried to go independent from Warner Brothers. Like he tried to get out of the cartel and make his own movies. Same with Cosby, tried to buy NBC. Louis C.K. started doing his own shit, get out of the system. Diddy tried to buy Ciroc. Then they're like, okay, well, here we go. I don't think it has anything to do with the scandals. I think if you're protected, if you go with the system and you can fuck a squirrel, they don't care. But the minute you like, look at me, it's like, oh, don't you know he's an eighth Jewish? It's like, they'll just try and find something and it fucking works. Like, look at like that dude you talked to. I don't know who it was, but it's like, oh no, Owen's bad. Like, why? Like, why? What did I fucking do?
Oh yeah. The story. Oh. Yeah, it's not that he said you were bad. It was almost like you did something that's unforgivable. And I'm like,
but did they explain what that is?
We didn't get into it that deep,
That's always the thing I'm always want to know. It's like, what's the unforgivable sin?
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. At this point, it's like
it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, hopefully they'll change their mind on that. I drop bits 199. Ping mouths off about migrants as tourists in Mexico. Well, yeah, if you go watch the videos, dude. In Mexico, they're like fucking having like ICE protests, but against Americans going to Mexico. It's really crazy. What's the next one? So I think this is a question for you, Mr. B. Which is more base, Tartaria or Atlantis?
That's why I did Beartaria, because I wanted to make my own Tartaria. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, Atlantis, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I mean, I know that there's a lot about our history that hasn't been taught. Like today I was just showing people mountains of New Mexico and I'm like, look how beautiful New Mexico is.
It is, dude.
And, yeah. But then I was like, 2 of those are Egyptian pyramids. Like there's a bunch of pyramids that have fallen apart and they look indistinguishable from, mountains in New Mexico. And I'm like, you ever been in a flat plain in fucking Utah? And there's just like what looks like a broken pyramid. Yeah. And I'm like, why do we have a city called Memphis? Why do we, and I'm just like, I don't even have an opinion. I just know that there's a lot of old tech that is pretty epic that, I'd like to know about.
Yeah. I don't really buy into Tartaria. I do buy into Atlantis though. I think Atlantis was real. And I think there was this guy who did because Atlantis goes back to like Plato. Like Plato was writing about it a long time ago.
Plato was a homo though. So
yeah, well, a lot of them were.
Listen, I get Atlantis. I get it. Like I'm not saying it didn't exist, but I'm just saying Plato, he's in a toga running around playing grab ass.
Yeah, those Greeks or whatever the fuck he was, I forget. Yeah, they were crazy. But yeah, Atlantis, there's a good documentary where this guy, there's this place called the Eye of the Sahara out in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
And it matches exactly with what Plato wrote about Atlantis. And then even the geography, you can even look and see that there was like a huge flood that like kind of came in. So the idea that Atlantis is underwater, it's like, actually, I don't know. It looks like the Eye of Sahara is actually where Atlantis was. And it's just a desert now, but it was underwater and flooded at one point. So yeah, Atlantis, Tartaria is hard for me to buy into though, man. I don't know.
Well,
And then
there
we got-
was Tartars. I mean, it existed, just like the epics that they talk about. I don't, buy into a lot of it, but it's like there was an area of Russia that people called themselves the Tartars. It's just like, what were they? Is probably not.
The theory I'm talking about is that basically there was a whole advanced, like the things I hear about that make me go, this sounds stupid, is like the World Fair. What was it, like the early 1900s, the World Fair, where they built all this magnificent shit and then tore it down. And then they're like, well, actually, that was all like old shit that was built from Tartaria. So then they tore it down to, there's a lot of weird conspiracies around Tartaria where it's like everything is Tartaria and it's just this hidden history that nobody wants to know about, So
yeah. I think that sometimes people do that because they don't want to admit that, our ancestors just worked really hard and could build really beautiful things, and then there's also some things though that don't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I never latched on to the World Fair thing because I know you can just build giant movie sets. Like you can just build a fair. Like it didn't, because the conspiracies I like are the ones where there's fundamental contradictions within it. And I know this is going to cause, issues, but like nuclear bombs, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki don't have radiation. So I think they were just bombed, and people are like, oh, you're so crazy. I'm like, no, the whole point of a nuclear bomb is there's fallout radiation and there isn't any. So I don't think it was a nuclear bomb. Like that's a super logical way of thinking, And
so there wasn't even at the time that they went off, there was no fallout, like back in the.
No, there was no evacuation. It wasn't even in the top 10 of most destroyed cities in Japan by land area.
Yeah.
Like what I think it was is the emperor needed I think they incinerated, they bombed it, firebombed it. It was fucked up. Tens of thousands of people die. Like I'm not saying that didn't happen, but one thing that I look at is little birds because I can, people talk about 5G and I have all these chickens and shit. I'm like, well, this fucking 7-pound thing is fine. So I think I'm okay. And if you look at Hiroshima, like the fauna wasn't really affected outside of the blasts and the fires. And so,
yeah, actually, birds will make nests on the towers. I used to work in cell sites, and there would be like endangered birds would make a nest right on the tower, right next to the antennas. That shit's a little overblown too. Alex is always
I think it's overblown too because I'm like, I've seen birds sitting there, and so
don't stand in front of the antenna though. Obviously, that's bad. You'll get cooked from the inside, but it's like you're not in front of the antenna. Like the level that you get it at is like it's nothing pretty much. But go ahead.
Yeah, like the higher the energy, like the more it can fuck you up, the closer it is to the thing. It's like the big waves that don't do shit are the ones that go far. And the ones that can, if you're right next to it, but it dissipates really fast. And so that's why I was always skeptical about nuclear bombs because I'm like, where's the energy source? Like how is it radiating? But there's horrifying shit. I mean, just mustard gas is, in my opinion, way scarier. But like they had to ban that shit. I mean, dude, thousands of people would just be puking their lungs up because like the wind just went like this, I'm not saying that nothing scary is real. It's just, the emperor needed to save face. Russia invaded Manchuria like 24 hours before they surrendered. And, to say it was a nuclear bomb allowed the emperor to not be perceived as a coward. And then the game theory guys, mutually assured destruction probably did lower war.
Yeah.
But I'm just not.
That's one I've never heard of, man. The nukes not being real. That's what I'm gonna have to look into.
Yeah, look into it. It's fascinating. Same with meltdowns, like 3 Mile Island. There's no radiation. Chernobyl, it happened. People died, but there's like tons of wildlife there. Because I grew up in a town with 3 nuke plants, and I had friends who worked there, and they're like, dude, it's hot rocks that boil water. And I think that the issue is it's such cheap energy that the oil system is like, fuck that. That's why they have to constantly demonize nuclear. But now I actually think because Neil deGrasse Tyson recently was like, oh, there's no radiation in the new nukes. Like they're already doing this shit to get people less scared about nuclear because I think they need so much power for AI that they're like, okay, let's go with less of the fear. They just have like knobs. They're like less fear on nukes.
There's a lot of propaganda, man, and every angle. There's somebody pushing propaganda on something. Have you heard of the Khazarian mafia?
Yeah. Well, some people say Ukraine is the old Khazaria.
This guy, like his revenge, he just will not stop trying to get me to talk about the Khazarian mafia. So go ahead, Ben Owen. You know more about it than I do.
There's not really a lot to it. It's just like there's a claim that there is a type of Jewish that's Ashkenazi that comes from a part of, you know, Central Asia, and that they are in control of a lot of shit. But like, you know, that's it. I mean, there's not really a lot going on with that one.
Yeah, well, the documentary I saw, it's like, okay, so I'm supposed to trust this guy's opinion, this random fucking, you know what I mean? Like why do you not trust everything else, but then you trust this guy? Like, I don't know.
Right.
know?
And how does it really affect your life? And what does control really mean? You know, it's like, what does that mean? They're like CEOs, like they're the head of the board of directors of Nabisco. Like, or is that Steve-O's dad? Like, I don't fucking know. It's like, I don't even give a shit anymore. I just watch for liability shields when someone's just like trying to be able, like the Sacklers. You know, when I was calling out Oxy and the family that profited from it, I was called anti-Semitic, and now there's fucking documentaries on Netflix about it.
Yeah.
That's the shit I go at. I don't just say like Jews do the evil. I'm like, a lot of people do evil and say they're Jews so that no one can criticize them, just like veterans, or like, you know, a chick that's like, oh, I was abused. That's why I just stole your car. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. You know? Everybody that does something terrible, they need a way out.
They do.
Man, let's see. We're already about 2 hours, dude. I mean, it's been a long stream. I appreciate you hanging out for so long, Owen. If you want to end it on a song, you know, some song you want to share with everybody, it's up to you, man.
Well, just if anybody wants to hear music, I do it all the time. I gotta go. I mean, I was gonna do an hour, but like,
it's been over 2 hours.
I was like having such a good vibe with you that I'm almost at 2. But no, I play a lot of piano. My brain's fucking shot today, though. But if anybody wants to check it out, ladle.tv. I'm on. Or owenbenjamin.com if anybody wants to get an album, or if anyone wants to learn piano, it's courses.owenbenjamin.com. Or if anyone wants to send me a letter that's never been censored, that's P.O. Box 490 Sandpoint, Idaho 83864. And thanks for having me, dude. This has been a phenomenal conversation.
Thank you for coming on, man. I wanted to talk to you forever, and it's been a blast, dude. Thank you so much. And yeah, go follow Owen. Go check out all of his stuff, because Owen's doing what a lot of people should be doing, which is building your own networks, your own fucking place to stream and do everything. And we need to support people like that. So go follow Owen. Go support all his shit. And thank you, brother. Have a wonderful night, man.
Peace, brother.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. I should be back tomorrow night. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night.